I just see him live his normal life, you know.
Okay.
So still got to remind him to clean his room and do all that stuff. As a parent, that's what I'm on him more about. You know, the basketball part, I never have to worry about him practicing. He practices. Sometimes I have to tell him not to, which I never thought I'd ever have to tell a kid that. And then every once in a while, I always remind him to play hard, just stay hard, because some of the games are blowouts and these things, but I don't want him to get into bad habits due to that. So other than that, I'll let the coaches coach him, and I'll be the parent. Well, I always tell them that you have to be good, and at the same time, when you're being good, you have to allow your players to be good as well. It can't be just you. You got to make your players better, and the great ones dominate, and at the same time, their team's playing well. So that's really important. I was at every game, and I tell you, I thought Jeff Capo and Paul Hewitt were phenomenal because they forced him to play defense. He was a defender in that. You know, he scored a ton of points, but it was more about his defense. I mean, and it was good to see him. The bad news for him now is I know he can do it. So he can't tell me he can't, or he didn't know how, because I saw him do it.
Was that his excuse before?
Yeah, well, you know, it's funny. He played in the state championship game, and he had to guard Shane Larkin and a couple other good players on their team, and he got down and defended. And I told him after that game, well, now the cat's out of the bag. We know you can do it. So. But he laughed. He said it's hard. I loved it. You know, I went out there and watched a couple practices, just spent some time with Rondo. You know, and I love seeing him with other guys, and I love the fact that he was pressuring the ball and doing all that, so it was great. I have no problem with it. I really don't. You know, I know a lot of people have made comments. I think LeBron James did what he should have done. He's a free agent, and he had the choice. He played himself. Him and Chris and Dwayne, they played themselves into the position to be able to make this choice. I have no problems with it at all. No, I don't. I really don't. You know why? Because on the 80s teams, they were all deeper. They had Hall of Famers with them. You know, Larry Bird had McHale and Parrish with him. Magic had the whole team. You know, Jabbar and Worthy. And, you know, and Michael had Scottie Pippen, who may be the best defensive non-big to ever play the game, and Dennis Rodman and Horace Grant. So they all had all that with them already. And so I have no problems with them. We ain't gonna let it work. You know, we don't want them to win just because they got together. But I have no problems with it.